All right, so issues that I found with this in like 5 minutes of playing it. So if you look here, the pet bar. I'm currently a soul beast. You can see right there, there's beast mode. I'll merge, I'll unmerge, standard soul beast stuff, all right? F2 is the pet special, F1 is pet attack, and F3 is get back here. So I could be like, you know, attack that, you know what, no, I changed my mind, come back. Attack that, you know what, changed my mind, come back. You know, whatever, or oh God, you're almost dead, come back, right? Standard stuff. So let's change this to the Untamed. The bar just changed, okay? Now, if you notice, return is now the 4th button, which cannot be bound to a hotkey currently. Avoid combat is now the 5th button, and the stow pet button is gone. It's vanished. Also, now this is a bug. They hopefully will fix this. If I go back to Soul Beast, the smoke field is gone. The F2 is now gone. It will, I'm hitting it right now, and it will not do it. I think in like a minute it'll work again, but the tooltip won't come back, so I can't see it. So that's another issue I found today. Swap your pet. Nope, still broken, and still broken. And even if I merge and unmerge, still broken. So I found that today as well. So back to Untamed, I can't hotkey return to me. Now, I don't have a pet attack button. All I have is these 3 things. So I'm like, okay, you know, F1 to Shadow Step. Great, okay. Return to me, blah, 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 blah. Now, I tested this. If I click F1 again, while it's on cooldown, return. Wait, now it's working. Okay, see, it said skill recharging, but the pet ran back in. So even while on cooldown, I can hit Shift 1 and send the pet in to attack, and it will do so. So that's kind of good. Like I can hit, you know, F1 to attack when the skill's on cooldown, and it'll act as an attack command even when it's still cooling down. That's kind of good. Now here's the issue. So I just made myself the Unleashed. Now a smoke scale has a stun, a burst move, and smoke cloud. We all know smoke cloud. That's smoke cloud. I don't want it to use the stun unless I want a stun. That's not an opener. So for the smoke scale, I would probably waste smoke assault to send it to attack, okay? I would probably hit the smoke assault button and use that as the attack key. So that's the thing. Now, the other thing is if I swap pets, that's different for the River Drake. For the River Drake, the button that I don't care about is the Chomp, and the button I want to save for when I'm ready is the F3. So that means on the smoke scale, the F3 would be my pet attack, and on the River Drake, the F1 would be my pet attack, and both of them lost their pet come back here button. So that's frustrating. The way they did that is very frustrating. Now, second thing, let's say you've got an ability that you want the pet to just spam it as often as possible. So let's say Chomp. Chomp doesn't carry anything. You just want it to just spam that every time it's up. I would like to be able to like right click it or something, like put it on auto cast. You can't. So when I'm Untamed, I now have another ability that I have to manually click every 8 seconds. So it's as if I just traded in my automatic car for a manual. Yeah, I can do the same stuff, but it's way more work. Like this pet now has a clutch. I've got to hit the buttons for all this stuff, or it will be doing way less damage than before. In PvP, that's gonna be even horrible. In PvE, it's gonna give me carpal tunnel. So every 8 seconds when Chomp comes up, I need to hit Shift 1 in my case.
Arrival.
It'd be nice if you could control click it. Yeah, I actually tried. This is me trying right now, trying to see if I could do that. So that's an issue as well. Essentially, you cannot tell your pet to like just auto use stuff as Untamed, okay? Now, here's the next thing. Let's say your pet is Unleashed, and I send it in. All right, I'm like, teleport in there, and F2, F3, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so he's done all those moves. Even though the pet has a damage boost from being Unleashed, because he is not using Chomp or Tail Swipe or any of his, you know, cooldown abilities, he's doing way less damage than the normal version. Now, this is leaving the realm of bug and going into design choice. I would like them, when they're like this, to still be able to use their other skills automatically. It's like, right now, the best way to use this thing is teleport in, use the skills you want, turn off the Unleash, and then manually hit the other skills when he's in this mode. And at that point, it's like you're playing 2 weapon sets that aren't on your character. So, you know, there's a Chomp there. So I would like to see them make it to where they will use this stuff automatically when they're in this mode, like, you know, and you can't control it. And also, I would like to be able to turn some things on autocast like Chomp in this case, or Smoke Assault in this one's case, stuff like that. Then, you know, after all that, we got the hammer. We got a weapon that does not have a block like a greatsword. It doesn't really have a movement skill like the greatsword. It's just bonk, 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 bonk. And, you know, I'll basically leave the math to the people that are, you know, much smarter than me when it comes to the mathematics stuff. From what I understand, the maximum damage output on the Untamed right now is not that high. As a Ranger main without, you know, thousands of hours playing Ranger, I'm not that excited about this. We've got this Unleash skill, which only works with one weapon. That one weapon is not that exciting. It cannot be played as support. It brings no valuable buffs, so there's no excuse for it to have bad damage. And it cannot be played as Condi. It can only be played one way, and it's bad at that. It's kind of sad that I look at this and you know, there's a new weapon, there's a new specialization, it's got new traits, there's new skills, there's a new elite, new healing skill. And the thing I'm most excited about is the possibility that they will have a better pet UI by the time End of Dragons comes out. That's what's in my head right now. I'm most excited out of all of this. Maybe this will be better when End of Dragons comes out. Then let's take a look at the traits. You know, let's talk about mix and matching. Could we do some shenanigans where we take the Untamed and do like a trap build? Like, you guys know I like traps. I like to go into PvP, do trap builds. I've done it with Druid, Soul Beast, stuff like that. Can we make a Condi version of it? Let's see what we got. Let's just take a look. So, Vuln or Weakness with a 10-second cooldown. Or sorry, 1 second cooldown. It's not when you unleash, it's when you CC someone. Weakness isn't bad. Remove it. So this is 1 condition cleanse, 1 every time you unleash. Compare that with 13 condition cleanses from Druidic Clarity. What? 13 condition cleanses? 1. Now, I realize Druidic Clarity has a little bit more setup, but what the crap? That's not even close. Okay, moving on. Blinding Outbursts. Not bad. When your pet shadow steps into the enemy's face, it puts a 2-second blind. Not bad. Got some vitality. Okay, sure. I gotta say, I would rather have the Willbender's passive massive increase in movement speed, but yeah, sure, vitality, you know, it's a positive thing. Enhancing impact, disabling a foe grants you boons. So again, this could go here. You'll get quickness or stability. Okay. Here's a thought I immediately have, guys. Here's a thought I immediately have. Shortbow. Shortbow 5 with the talent is a 20-second cooldown stun or daze, depending on the side of the enemy that it hits, front or back. Okay, it daze, stun. This would mean every 20 seconds, assuming it's not dodged or evaded or something, you use this and you would put vuln or weakness on them and quickness or stability on you. That's pretty cool. So, all right, maybe there's some opportunities to use shortbow in this. Let's continue looking at other options. Gain boons when you or your pet unleash based on your new state, protection or might. Okay. Now again, if we're not using hammer, will unleash do anything for us? And we'll get to that in a second. Corrupting vines, rending vines, which isn't the F2. That's the F2. Converts boons into conditions instead of removing them. All right, that's not bad. I don't know that I would assign a whole trait to that, but it's not bad. Between the 3 of these, I honestly have my eye on this one. If I were to use it with shortbow and possibly activate it every 20 seconds. A Vow of the Untamed. All right, I hate this thing. I hate this thing. Your outgoing and incoming damage are increased when you unleash. I want to be very clear on that. You take more damage. I immediately want to unsubscribe. This is more berserking than a berserker. So when you unleash, when I do this, I am taking 10% more damage, and I am doing 15% more damage out. But yeah, I will die faster. And your outgoing and incoming damage are decreased while your pet is unleashed. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, okay, so I move this to my pet, and you know what happens? My incoming damage is decreased by 10%. Okay, I'm a little tougher. My outgoing damage is decreased by 15%. All right, that means at all times, I am either A, taking 10% more damage, or B, dealing 15% less damage. At all times. One of the 2 of those negative things. I hate that. I really, really hate that. This right here just makes me want to stop playing this thing. Okay, well, let's keep reading, but I hate that right there. One, I honestly wonder if condition damage can get around this. So you guys know how like Sikkim. Sikkim is very popular. Everybody knows what Sikkim is. If a soul beast merges they're with their pet and they use Sikkim and they're like, you know, Sikkim, okay. And then they shoot harder because the dog in their head is excited. I don't know. It only affects power. Sikkim does not affect condition damage. Maybe there's some hope that this doesn't affect condition damage. If that was the case, you could keep the pet unleashed all the time. You just take less damage, but your outgoing damage isn't neutered because you're doing condies. But that honestly doesn't even feel like being smart. That feels like I'm just bending the rules and skirting around something that they tried to do. Anyway, that's the thought. I honestly, again, I'm wondering here, maybe condition damage could get around this, but this is awful. I hate this. Okay, so Grandmaster Traits. Fervent Force. Disabling a foe reduces the cooldown of all your equipped skills. Disabling a foe. Not hitting a disabled foe like the other things, but disabling a foe. Again, I wonder how this would work with Shortbow 5. Every 20 seconds, you can attempt to disable somebody. Restorative Strikes, a percentage of the strike damage you deal heals you. If you were Condi, this would be useless. If you're Power, we'll see. Ferocious Symbiosis. You and your pet grant each other improved damage and movement speed when striking enemies. When this triggers, it refreshes duration of all stacks. That's not bad. That's not bad. So that stacks up to, what, 25% movement speed and 15% bonus damage. But it falls off after 5 seconds of not attacking. Now, again, does this work with a shortbow? Let me see. But by the way, hold on a sec. Do you guys see this? What is this? Smoke cloud, smoke cloud, smoke cloud. I found another one. Yeah, no, he's fine down here, but up here, it's 3 smoke cloud. Okay. All right, yeah, just, oh, wow, 3 lightning breaths too. Oh my God, yo, this guy is halitosis. All right, great, wonderful. All right, so let's see. Did they give me, oh wait, actually I don't need to look for a short bow. We have Chuka. So if we take this and we go here, all right, so if it got weakness, I got stability, and my pet has 5 stacks of symbiosis. Okay, so confirmed, short bow 5 does trigger both of these. And the very fast attack speed of a short bow does trigger this. Now, let's see if it works on a per shot. So, my goal with this next test is my pet has no stacks of symbiosis. Only 1 stack, interesting. So even though I just hit that thing with 5 arrows from Poison Volley, which is like a shotgun, it only gave the pet 1 stack. Oh, does it have an internal cooldown? That's why. It's got a half-second cooldown. Okay. So that means if you take piercing shots from light on your feet and you're hitting multiple enemies with each arrow, it doesn't matter. It will not matter for this. Same thing with Poison Volley. 15%, but then the increased damage, I don't think the increased damage would even help a Condi build. That's probably strike damage. So in the end, if it's not strike damage, then I keep spamming. Well, I'm reading, dude, calm down. So that means that all this does for Condi is movement speed. All right, so useless for Condi, nearly useless for Condi, and then at this point, the whole trait line is just you land a disable and nice things happen. Okay, so next question. When it says disabling a foe reduces the cooldown of your equipped skills, does that include when your pet disables a foe? So here's what we're gonna do. I might need y'all's help for this one. All right, watch this cooldown and see if it jumps. All right, here we go. Okay, it went from 53 to 50 from shortbow 5. All right, we're gonna watch that again with takedown. No, I don't think it did. It does not appear to work with pet skills, only your disables. So that means for a Grandmaster trait, this is not gonna go off much. So that means that knockdowns from electric wyverns, from rock gazelles, from your smoke scale, wolf, whatever, this thing is not gonna go off when your pet does it. So what does that leave? That leaves like Greatsword 5, that leaves like Spike Trap, Shortbow 5, Longbow 4, you know, a handful of weapon skills. Does it reduce the cooldown for your pet? I doubt it, but hang on. All right, watch the cooldown of Smoke Cloud. No, it did not. Clever, but no, it did not. So in the end though, if you're not using Hammer, the only thing Unleash does for you when going into Unleash, triggering that stuff, or changing the debuff or the buff that you build.
Oh my God, the fattest of bliss.
And then this. If you're playing Condi, it just doesn't seem worth it. To give an example here, Druid, 13 condition cleanses in the first row, permanent 33% movement speed increase, and reductions to movement decreases, which is better than the Grandmaster trait of the Untamed for a Condi build. And then those annoying roots that everybody loves. Like, these choices are so impactful. And then you got 2 seconds of CDR, 3 seconds of weakness, 1 Condi cleanse. Like, these are just so unimpactful. I was really hoping Exploding Spores, that's this thing, I was really hoping that this would have like some conditions. Like it looks like it would have poisons or something in it. Those like big old pods. I was hoping it would have some conditions so you could do it with either build, but no, it's power only. You forgot to mention the most important one. There's no cantrip trait. Oh, is there? Yeah, you're right. There's no 20% reduction to cantrips. I didn't even pick up on that. But I mean, you've got like mutate conditions, gets all the conditions off you and turns them into vulnerability. Signet of Renewal, when it works because it's bugged, gets 13 conditions, which is virtually all conditions off of you, and it also heals you when it's not on cooldown, and it's a stun break. It's just, like, this is not great. Unnatural Transversal, pretty nice. Unfortunately, it requires a target. If you try it without a target, like, you know, my mouse cursor's over here, you just like fart in place, and it's like, okay, well, that was great. So that's all that does. Nature's Binding, actually pretty cool. Nature's Binding is the one that it's like a caffeine-free diet version of Longbow 5 from Dragon Hunters with the cages. Oh, interesting. That does not put me into combat, chat. Like, I wish this was, if this was on a weapon skill, like I would love to use this with a trap build. But the thing is, having like 2 traps in this, well, guess what? I don't have a stun break anymore, so that's out. Can't do that. You sound so unfortunately disappointed. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the Mechanist, but we'll get there in a second. I'm looking and hoping that I see something that I'm like, oh, I missed this, but it's just not happening. So, okay, there's still hope. Ranger might have a new busted pet. Maybe the Phoenix will be insane and we can get excited for the Phoenix or something. I don't know.